Jae Lee was 13 when he and his parents emigrated from South Korea to the United States. He never acquired U.S. citizenship, living instead as a lawful permanent resident. When Lee ran afoul of the law, his immigration status presented some legal wrinkles, which the Supreme Court explored in Lee v. United States. Lee grew up in New York and then moved to Memphis, where he opened 2 successful restaurants. He also got into the drug business. In 2008, a confidential informant told federal officials that Lee had sold him ecstasy and marijuana. After a search of Lee's house turned up drugs, a grand jury indicted Lee on 1 count of possessing ecstasy with intent to distribute. Lee hired an attorney and entered into plea discussions with the government. The attorney advised Lee that a trial would be very risky because he lacked a good defense. Lee told the lawyer that his main concern was avoiding deportation, but the attorney assured Lee that he wouldn't be deported if he pleaded guilty. Lee accepted the plea. The district court sentenced him to a year and a day in prison. Lee then discovered that he'd pleaded guilty to an offense that counted as an aggravated felony under the Immigration and Nationality Act. A non-citizen convicted of this type of felony is subject to mandatory deportation. Lee would be deported as soon as he finished serving his sentence. Lee filed a motion to vacate his conviction, arguing that his attorney's counsel had been constitutionally ineffective in violation of the 6th Amendment. Lee and his attorney both testified that deportation had been the determinative issue in Lee's decision to accept the plea. The attorney acknowledged that if he'd known Lee would be deported for pleading guilty, he would have recommended that Lee go to trial, even though he thought Lee's chances were poor. The district court concluded that although Lee's counsel had performed deficiently, Lee hadn't been prejudiced because he would have almost certainly been found guilty and deported anyway. The 6th Circuit affirmed. The United States Supreme Court granted cert.